Welcome to today's episode of Places, People, Purpose. I'm very excited for the next series of episodes as we're going to cover our recent trip to Spain and Portugal. We learned so much and had a wonderful time, so I'm looking forward to sharing all of this with you. But first, I'd like to take a minute to tell you about a special celebration we had, and this was our mom's 93rd birthday. This has been such a special year in so many ways. Being able to have this time together with my mom and sister is so precious to me. And being able to snorkel with my mom in the Caribbean Sea and see Spain and Portugal together is as good as it gets. We hope you are enjoying Barb's blog on our website, placespeoplepurpose.com, and the unique perspective of this amazing woman. Love you, Mom. So let's start our Spain adventure by talking about some of our trip logistics. We flew into Barcelona and then caught the high-speed train the next day to Malaga. The high-speed train in Spain is operated by Renfe, which is the Spanish state railway company. It is a comfortable and efficient way to travel. Please note that you can and should also book a seat reservation when you book your train ticket. They are two different things, and you should have both, especially if you are traveling with someone that you want to sit by. For our train tickets, though, I did make somewhat of a rookie mistake in that I only allowed for 25 minutes of connection time in Madrid. In a perfect world, this would have been fine, but as we know, when you travel, the perfect world doesn't happen all that often. So we missed our connection and had to buy new tickets for the trip from Madrid to Malaga. Because we were late getting to Malaga, we had to spend an unplanned overnight there because the rental car agency was closed when we arrived. We ended up having a great time, and the hotel loved my mom so much they gave us champagne, which was terrific. But paying for two places to stay for the same night is not a fun experience. So use my experience to learn that it's good to have solid buffers on your plane, train, bus, or other layovers, because things can and do go bump in the night when you're traveling. A little more planned waiting time is much better than the chaos that results from missing a connection. Okay, so let's delve into the city of Malaga on the southern coast of Spain. The history of Malaga can be traced back to the ancient Phoenicians who founded the city in the 8th century BCE. At this point, I think it's worth spending a little time on the Phoenicians because of their significance. The Phoenicians were an ancient people who originated in the eastern Mediterranean around the region that is now modern-day Lebanon, along with adjoining parts of modern Syria and Israel. They were renowned seafarers and traders, and they established a vast network of trade routes across the Mediterranean. They also established colonies in coastal areas, including modern-day Tunisia, Cadiz, Spain, and Larnaca, Cyprus. The primary export goods for the Phoenicians included timber, textiles, precious metals, and glassware. One of the most enduring and influential legacies of the Phoenicians is the Phoenician alphabet. It served as the basis for numerous other writing systems, including Greek and Latin. The Phoenicians were also skilled artisans and produced intricate art, jewelry, and pottery. The Phoenician civilization began to decline around the 6th century BCE, primarily due to conquest by foreign powers. Alexander the Great's conquest of Tyre in 332 BCE marked a significant blow to Phoenician independence. Tyre, which is in modern-day Lebanon, was one of the most important Phoenician cities. Despite their relatively small territorial holdings, the Phoenicians left an indelible mark on the ancient world through their contributions to trade, navigation, and the alphabet. So back to Malaga, which was founded by the Phoenicians around 770 BCE. That means that the city is one of the oldest cities in the world. The Phoenicians named the city Malaka, and it became a bustling trading post on the Mediterranean coast. Malaka flourished first under Phoenician rule, and then the Greeks followed, establishing a colony in the city which lasted for several centuries. The Romans, who captured the city in 218 BCE, expanded the city and built an aqueduct, amphitheater, and other impressive structures. During this time, Malaga became an important port and commercial center. Next came the Moors in the early 8th century, and the Moors greatly influenced the city, introducing new architectural styles reflected in the Alcazaba fortress and the Gibralfaro castle. The Alcazaba still graces the city's skyline today. The term Alcazaba generally refers to a fortification within a walled town. The Alcazaba of Malaga is considered to be one of the most beautiful in Spain. Under Moorish rule, Malaga became an influential cultural and economic center, and one of the most important cities in the south of Spain. The Catholic monarchs Ferdinand and Isabella captured Malaga in 1487 CE, bringing an end to almost 800 years of Moorish rule. The city played a significant role in the Spanish Inquisition, which saw many non-Christians persecuted and killed. The origins of the Inquisition can be traced to concerns about the large number of Jews and Muslims who had converted to Christianity but were suspected of secretly practicing their original faiths. Malaga's capture marked the culmination of the Christian conquest of the Iberian Peninsula. While it initially focused on Jews and Muslims who had converted to Christianity, referred to as conversos, the Spanish Inquisition later expanded its scope to include Protestants and other perceived heretics. The Inquisition used a combination of religious tribunals, secret trials, and torture to extract confessions from those accused of heresy. Those found guilty could face punishments ranging from fines and imprisonment to execution by burning at the stake. The Spanish Inquisition was under the direct control of the Spanish monarchy rather than the Pope or the broader Catholic Church, which gave it even more power and autonomy. The Inquisition led to the expulsion of Jews from Spain in 1492 CE and the forced conversion or expulsion of Muslims in 1502. It also had the effect of stifling intellectual and cultural diversity in Spain. By the 18th century, the power and influence of the Inquisition had significantly declined. The spread of Enlightenment ideas and political changes in Europe led to a more secular and less repressive atmosphere. As a result, the Spanish Inquisition lost much of its influence and power. In 1808, When Napoleon's forces invaded Spain, the French occupiers abolished the Spanish Inquisition in the territories they controlled. But it wasn't until July 15, 1834, that the Spanish Inquisition was formally and permanently abolished by royal decree. It is important to note that the Spanish Inquisition was not the only Inquisition in history. There were Inquisitions in other countries as well, but the Spanish Inquisition is one of the more famous and notorious. In the time following the Inquisition, Malaga experienced both prosperity and hardship. It went through economic decline, war, and political upheaval, but it also saw periods of industrialization and growth. The Spanish Civil War from 1936 to 1939 was particularly devastating for the city as it became a battleground. The post-war era, under General Francisco Franco's rule, saw Spain and Malaga in a state of isolation and authoritarianism. It was only after Franco's death in 1975 and the transition to democracy that Malaga, like the rest of Spain, embarked on a path of modernization, economic development, and political liberalization. Today, Malaga stands as a testament to the resilience of a city that has endured centuries of change. It is a thriving cultural and tourist hub, known for its rich heritage, stunning Mediterranean coastline, and vibrant art scene. Malaga is celebrated for its famous citizens, including artist Pablo Picasso, and its numerous museums, including the Picasso Museum. The city hosts festivals, markets, and a thriving culinary scene that reflects its diverse history. With its sunny climate, beaches, and rich cultural heritage, it attracts visitors from around the world. That's all we have for today's episode of Places, People, Purpose. Hope you enjoyed learning about Malaga and its very rich history. In our next episode, we're going to travel to the city of Cordoba, Spain. So please join us for our next episode of Places, People, Purpose, where we create connections to our world.